सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Today's subject is rewiring your brain. Some of the Shastra Pramanas some truths from the field of neurophysiology. It's from a website, yogajournal.com. Samskaras or engrams create mental grooves in the brain like a riverlands in sand that let water run in certain patterns. They say each time we react in a certain way, for example, getting angry, we strengthen the power of the pathway. It's a one truth. It's a very important truth. The more and more you react in the same way, the more and more you strengthen that engram. If you are habituated to fall sick due to any stress or fear, you encourage, you strengthen that engram of falling sick due to stress and fear. I tell you, if you are really feeling stressed or fear or anxiety, do something very active. Either cathartic meditation or kind of an intense weightlifting, activating body. I tell you, you will create a new engram. So whenever fear or stress happens in you, that whole thing gets converted as energy, useful energy. Instead of that staying in you and making you weak and disease, that same thing can be used as energy. You see, Rajas, when it is added with awareness, can just become part of your life, can be directly useful. If you are stressed, if you have the anger towards somebody, fear, just take it out on weighing machine, weightlifting machine. Just take it out on the gym or do some intense catharsis process. I have given so many catharsis process from different traditions, Manipura Shuddhi Kriya. So many kriyas, the cathartic kriyas are there. Pranayams like Bastrika, Kapalbhati. There are so many cathartic kriyas. Talking in tongues. In Christian tradition they call it glazololia. In Hindu tradition we call it Manipura Shuddhi Kriya. Or loud chanting of Upanishads, Vedic mantras. Take out your anger in these ways. Release your stress in these ways. Release your fear in these ways. You will see, you will be creating new riverlands. You will not be strengthening that old pattern. You will not be strengthening that ugly mental setup of suffering and torturing yourself. It's almost like a, see, when you have the anger or fear or stress, you are victim. But when you carry that inside you, you are punished for being a victim. Case in me. So don't be punished for being a victim. If you are a victim, release it intensely. Don't keep it inside. Have this cathartic kriyas, Manipuraka Shuddhi Kriya or intense samana balancing techniques. You can do 108 Surya Namaskar or intense weightlifting, working out. The samana balancing immediately will convert that stress into energy. Rajas will become energy. Only first few days you need to create this new rivalent. Then every time this new rivalent will become strengthened. That will become strength. So, as neurophysiologists say, each time you react in certain way, you strengthen the power of the pathway. So, each time when the river runs in that same rivalent, the rivalent becomes more deeper. So, the river running in that same direction becomes more stronger, more permanent. Same way, in your brain also you have so many rivers, Ganga, Kaveri, Yamuna, Saraswati, Godavari, Narmada, Sindhu, so many rivers. Some are wild rivers, forest rivers. The rivers which really creates calamity by the forest flood or sudden floods, you need to make a dam and divert it in different direction. Making dam and diverting it different direction is what I call sadhana. Sadhana means making dam and diverting it to different direction. But unfortunately, we have another one biggest rivalent, engraved memory, engram, samskara, laziness, eternal laziness. One of the biggest engram. Biggest enemy for awakening non-mechanical parts of your brain or sadhana or for enlightenment or for achievement is laziness. See, once the laziness enters into your system, nothing can be done. Any big idea, tomorrow. Good idea, great. But you see, tomorrow is a good day to start. Always our elders say you should find out a right day, right time. See, today if I start, tomorrow I am not going to be there, I am busy. Dvandva Vigna, Dvitiya Vigna should not be there. In our tradition, there is a tradition, the second day nothing should be broken. Dvandva Vigna. Oh. Second day it should not be broken. Dvitiya Vigna. So I'll start maybe day after tomorrow. Laziness is Maya, nothing else. So understand, no sympathy towards laziness is a demon. So, no question of allowing laziness. The first lesson in Zen they teach is the awakening your whole system. breaking the laziness pattern, because the whole Zen is based on silent sitting. You can very easily slip into laziness in the name of silent sitting. So the very word Zen means dhyan. Zazen means sitting. You can very easily slip into laziness in the name of silent sitting. So you can very easily slip into that laziness in the name of samadhi. No. Zen first breaks that lazy mental setup. You need to break the lazy mental setup to work on these engrams and create the new awakened lifestyle. Zen monasteries, they have a tradition. Even the master, who is the head of the monastery, will not have food if he does not work for that particular hours. They have the system of 8 hours of working. Even I created that system from the Zen only. The 8 hours physically you need to work. 8 hours mentally you need to work. Means sadhana or some other teaching, learning. See, a teacher works 8 hours mentally when he teaches. Disciples work 8 hours mentally when they learn. So 8 hours of physical work, 8 hours of mental work. Naturally the 8 hours you will rest in consciousness. There will not be any unexhausted engrams. So the sleep will be deep sleep. Only when you don't work 8 hours physically, 8 hours mentally, you will have a stressed sleep, disturbed sleep, disturbed memory, disturbed mental setup. You will not feel really as you slept. So I tell you, laziness is one of the worst engram. It is not even engram, it's almost like a breathing. That's why just yesterday I decided, anybody who leaves the ashram due to laziness engram, I have decided I will not accept them anymore back. No question of coming back. If they leave because of any other engram, maybe lust, they can go and get married and suffer in few years and come back, no problem. They will understand the lesson, it's too costly. They can come back. If they have the anger, then they can leave. And because in the society, when you express your anger, you will be getting nicely beaten. That mental setup will be broken. They can come back. Or if you have greed, then you can go and learn the lessons of the greed engram. What you need to do and you need not do. If you want to come back, come back. But if there is a lazy engram, laziness engram, if they leave, nothing can be done. Nothing can be done. No entry for them. Because the laziness is the non-return zone of spirituality. Enlightenment, Videha Samadhi and laziness, both are non-return zones. If you caught in laziness, you can never be lifted. If you are relaxing in Videha Samadhi, you will never come back. But this laziness, God, the first thing we need to break is laziness. Especially that early morning, Brahma Muhurta. So wake up before sunrise and work out in Nirvani Akada, either 108 Surya Namaskar or doing the Samana Yoga or Pranayama, and take bath in the cold water, in the sacred water body. And come for Guru Puja, your day is set. you will break all samskaras. You will make a beautiful dam, sadhana. Once you break one or two strong samskaras, you just know, simply you know. You simply know how to break. The science of breaking the samskara is learned. The science of handling your body and mind is learned. So, you will create new relevance. Another one truth. Neuroplastic science says your brain has the ability to create new grooves and pathways, and the existing ones will heal up and disappear if left on their own. This is yogaflavoredlife.com website, source. Understand? It's a very important thing. Your brain can create new grooves and pathways. Means the possibility for new life exists. Possibility for becoming a new man exists. Possibility for becoming new consciousness exists. That is what we call initiation. And the existing ones will heal up and disappear if left on their own. They will just disappear if left on their own. Nothing else is required. Nothing else is required. You don't need to do something special to fill the existing river. No. Just make a dam, divert the water, the existing pattern will dry up automatically. Then they will get closed automatically. Scientists, Debbie Whitmore says, the science of neuroplasticity focuses on how the brain can rewire itself to forge new connections and break cycles of negative thinking and acting. Patanjali very beautifully says, if you are suffering with particular engram, just create the anti-engram, anti-emotion. For example, if you are suffering with violence, create compassion. If you are suffering with anger, create peace. And feel that it is spreading all over your body. Release that into the cosmos through your every pore. You will see, you will just create new mental setup, new brain pattern as you want. Exactly what Patanjali is saying. Of course, he said it 5,000 years before, at least 5,000 years before. Now the neuroplasticists, scientists are proving it. Debbie Whitmore is proving it. Again, one more report, study done on yoga. The regular practice of yoga is the perfect formula for creating a new deep behavioral grooves in the brain that take advantage of neuroplasticity. Just as I was telling now, working on the body, straight away working on the body, uncompromising way, breaking the laziness system. I tell you, this Padayatra which I took up in my young age, this Parivraja Yatra, it has done so much in my system, so much. Because once you start walking in the morning, till evening, even if you are tired, you can't stop because you have to find the next village. Unless you find the next village, no food, no stay, no sleep. And it's a very powerful system. I can tell you, very powerful system. Same way, the morning sadhana should be a padayatra for you. Nothing can be done. I am just waiting for the place to be ready. Actually, once I make this as a habit, see now, I made this morning Pada Puja and message as a habit. Neither I can miss nor you can miss. Both of us are caught. Neither I can miss nor you can miss. I have to come and stretch my leg. And you have to be here to do the puja. And I have to be here to give the morning message. You have to be here to listen. Same way, I am going to make the morning routine also. Morning 5, I will be there in Akada. Nothing can be done. Because I have to be there, you have to be there. I think this is what our Upanishad means. Sahana vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu. Let both of us grow together. Let both of us work together. Let both of us not have enmity so that we break the pattern of growing together. Before sunrise to the complete sunrise means 5 to 9. And before sunset to the complete sunset 6 to 7:30. Both time, both sandhyas. I will be with you guys. So that we constantly work on creating new man. Understand, you are not reality, you are potentiality. You are not reality, you are potentiality. We need to work constantly, every day, adding yogic body and Vedic mind untiringly. If one day missed is a miss, lost. See, one of the biggest crime in spiritual practice or in the field of awakening is this laziness. This comes and catches us in such a way you don't even know you are not doing anything. When you are possessed by ghost, you don't even know you are caught by ghost. I tell you, Guru Droha and laziness is one and the same. It should be punished in an equal way. Guru Droha and laziness, both should be punished equally. Laziness is nothing less than Guru Droha, because you will not even know that you are not doing, just hanging around. See, there is enough of way to hang around, especially big campus like this. You can just go and stand near Kal Bhairava and watching. And you can go and just hang around this bamboo grove and watching. And you can just go around hanging around the banyan tree and watching. See, when you are meditating and really spending the time of that conscious space, that's perfect. But that we never do. Then that is again, you are growing. That is perfect. We don't do that. It is like easy drifting and non-doing. Just there. What for? And there. Laziness is one of the worst crime. Here I have another one, beautiful research. It's actually experience. As I said yesterday, we will be working next few days on this past life memory. Breaking the laziness is one of the important step you need to do. To go against the flow and open your past life memories, release and heal it. Laziness can be classified in different ways. Laziness out of escaping mentality, laziness out of fear, laziness just for laziness. See, laziness out of escaping mentality can be healed by greed. Laziness out of fear can be healed again by making you fearless. But this laziness just for laziness is the most dangerous laziness. Most of us suffer with that laziness only. Even in simple things. If I tell tomorrow onwards we will have this traditional dress, yoga vastra, just for 10 days you will not bother, because till that next reminder comes, you will not bother to go to the housekeeping and take that cloth and keep it ready and for the next day to wear. Laziness for laziness. You see, there is no fear in this, there is no greed in this. If you are not wearing yoga vastra, it's not that you are going to be sent out of the ashram, so there is no fear. If you are not wearing the yoga vastra, it is not that there is some greed. There is neither greed nor fear. Laziness just for laziness. That's the most difficult crime, or the most cunning crime. Laziness for laziness. Very dangerous. Very, very, very dangerous. Do not allow that laziness for laziness. Break the body and mind with intensity. You will see the real rewiring of your brain happens. The only enemy, the only reason why we don't rewire our brain is laziness. It is just laziness. I have some more researches and some more truths which I will share tomorrow. Of course, not because of laziness. They are more relevant for the tomorrow's subject. Tomorrow I am going to talk deeply on this cleansing the past lives. Today, the first thing, the brain grooves of the past life means, understand, the first layer past life. From your birth to this moment is first layer. From the moment you started assuming the first body to this moment is second layer of past. From the moment cosmos happened to this moment is third layer past. Understand? First layer past is from the moment you took birth, your date of birth to this moment. First layer past. First, this 1 week I want to work on the first layer past. So today, my message, break the laziness. To rewire your brain is the technique to cleanse and release the engrams of the first layer past. I can give 3 names. The first layer past, from your date of birth to this moment, can be called as past living. The second layer past, first moment you took first body to this moment, it can be called as past lives. The third past, the moment Big Bang happened to this moment, past happenings, past living, past lives, past happenings. First, this week we will work on past living. Then we will work on past lives. Then we will work on past happenings. So by January, I will give a special 10-day workshop on past life regression, an experiential workshop on past life regression, so that millions of people can be helped. See, this truth of past life is the unique contribution to the world from the Vedic tradition. It's one of the unique contribution. So, we will work on the past life regression and the truths of karma, everything. So let you all break the laziness, pattern of laziness, and experience the rewiring of brain, achieve and radiate enlightenment, achieve, live, express, experience, radiate the eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you.
All that I take, all that I smell.